I was picked as one of 5 local influencers to put together my dream meal in Saratoga Springs for Saratoga Living Magazine. So I thought it'd be fun to take this opportunity to break down my picks. And the reason I thought this was cool for YouTube is because I've made videos about each of the places I picked and actually have included those dishes in the videos. And first off, I have to say it's so cool to get picked for stuff like this, and I love actually collaborating with the local media. They've been absolutely great to me over the last 15 years that I've been doing content creation for food. I've done some other collaborations with the local media like newspapers, magazines, I've even done radio shows. So when Saratoga Living Magazine approached me to do this, I just had to participate. This was a little challenging though for a couple of reasons. The first being that this is actually a local thing, but I also wanted to make it widely appealing so that it would be something that you'd enjoy here on YouTube. Or if somebody from outside the area came across the magazine and saw that, they would kind of understand that I'm doing a little bit of storytelling here as far as these restaurants go. But also I know a couple of the influencers that were actually chosen for this, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't overlapping with them. And really there was no way of knowing without directly reaching out and asking. And I did actually send Saucy Sarasi a message because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't picking the appetizer that I think I knew she was gonna pick. So for the assignment, what I had to do was put together my dream meal. Drink, appetizer, entree, and dessert. All from Saratoga Springs restaurants. And I'll put that up on screen right now so you can actually see before watching this. And I've actually picked a couple of honorable mentions because I wanted to at least make sure these restaurants get a little bit of credit because they're some of my favorites as well. And the beauty here is that because this is YouTube in a more long form format than just a page and just a fraction of the page, I can go in a little more depth. So let's go into each of my picks for my dream meal in Saratoga Springs. For the drink, I picked a beer flight from Druthers. Now I have to upfront admit, this one was kind of cheating a little bit for 2 reasons. First, it's technically multiple drinks, but also the video I have up on YouTube is not the Saratoga Springs location, but it's okay because Druthers actually has a handful of locations in the area, and that includes the downtown Saratoga Springs location, and the vibes are pretty much the same at all of them. Very much your brew pub style restaurant, very chill and inviting. What I love about their beer flight is that they actually let you pick the 6 beers that go into it, and they give you 5-ounce portions of each. So you're essentially getting about 2 pints at the end of the day. And if you're crafty and like the higher ABV beers, you can pretty easily make this pack a punch. But for me, most of the fun is sampling different styles. The beers also have fun names and descriptions. As I'm scrolling through their current offerings, I see that their all-in IPA, their flagship beer, is now offered year-round. I also see one called Uncurious, which is a fun name. They say that has lemon and orange flavor with medium body balanced with a touch of bitterness. The seasonals though is where I like to focus. In my video I described one called Sweater Weather, which is essentially fall in a glass. That's brewed with biscuit malt, cinnamon, ginger, then conditioned on apple cider and pumpkin. This one was truly great, nice and warm, not the temperature, the warm feeling. Of course the food at Druthers is a fun riff on elevated fast food. What I tried for my video was like a copycat Taco Bell cheesy gordita crunch. You can check that video out if you want to hear more about it, and I'll leave a link to each of those videos in the description down below, or you can click at the end of the video. And I need to move on from Druthers because there's other food we need to talk about here in this video. I picked my dream appetizer from Hamlet and Ghost, which is a little bit more of an intimate restaurant. It's perfect for date night with their farm-to-table menu and low lighting, as well as their incredible bar offerings. And that's precisely why Cassie likes to pick Hamlet and Ghost for some of our nights out on the town. That, and she knows I love their burger, which I see has crept up to $23. It's worth it. The remainder of the menu varies from season to season, but one thing that's been a constant is their cheese curds appetizer. These are beer battered, light and crispy bites of cheese, and they're served with this warm pepper jelly, which has a lot of that nice fresh pepper taste, but it's mostly sweet, and you'll remember that one of the big things in my region is dipping fried cheese in sweet sauces. As far as appetizers in Saratoga, I'd pretty much pick this over any day of the week. For the entree I picked for the magazine, I was tempted to actually double up and pick the burger from Hamlet and Ghost, but then I remembered about Seneca, about how they have this wood-fired burger that's absolutely amazing, so that's my pick for entree in Saratoga Springs. Now if you're unfamiliar with Saratoga, because of the racetrack in the summer and the general higher average income per home, prices at restaurants tend to be on the higher side, but most places compensate by making it worth the quality. To offset the cost but still get to sample amazing food, and because I don't make a ton of money off of this YouTube channel, I do like to order burgers a lot in Saratoga. At Seneca, theirs is made with smoked cheddar, roasted shallot aioli, all on a potato roll, and it's served with house-cut fries and tomato jam on the side. That I keep off the burger, but I use for the fries. It's an absolutely iconic looking burger, and the fact that it's served on a cutting board and branded with the restaurant's name really drives that iconic look home. As far as how the burger's cooked, I generally like to ask for medium rare, and it came out perfect, but what's amazing about what they do there is the outside is nice and charred and has like a deep charred flavor, because it turns out they have the most amazing looking wood-fired grill, and that explains that nice deep char. The cool thing about the grill is you can actually see that grill from most of the seats in the house. Before I get to my pick for dream dessert in Saratoga Springs, I want to highlight some honorable mentions which I've also made some videos about. First up, King Bakery Donuts. Because this spot is only open on Sundays during the mornings, it doesn't really fit into the dream meal. Well, I guess it totally can be dessert. There's this amazing donut cart in Cambridge. My video about it goes into a lot of personal things, like the meaning of this place from getting engaged and how Gordon Ramsay was involved in that. But aside from all that, their donuts are just incredible, especially what they call Bismarcks, which are nice and pillowy, and they have this really light cream that's kind of akin to what's inside of a Twinkie, but obviously a lot better. Just absolutely amazing. Try everything. Then there's West Ave Pizza and Chicken. Mario over at West Ave Pizza and Chicken is doing some pretty amazing things, and this place has quickly become one of the most popular pizzerias, if not the most popular pizzeria in Saratoga Springs. I actually have 2 videos about this place already. One was about their chicken sandwiches, which obviously were really good. One of the most impressive chicken sandwiches I've had in this area. And the other is about the pizza, where we tried their Detroit style hot honey pie, which was absolutely totally incredible. And during our visit, it was early in the life of that restaurant, and he clued us in that he was rolling out a Guatemalan menu and gave us a few of those things to try as well. Totally delicious. And then one that's a little different is Brasserie Benelux. The menu here is highly European inspired, pretty diverse. On our visit, we had this giant Bavarian pretzel, some pretty amazing potato pancakes, and I had their world famous Jager Schnitzel. Everything was super tasty, and I thought this was a really chill place. But I had to name my pick for best dessert in Saratoga, and ironically, it was a place right next door to Brasserie Benelux, Boca Bistro. The dessert I picked is their churros y chocolate. Not only do they give a generous portion of those fried doughy bites rolled in that cinnamon sugar, actually caked in the cinnamon sugar, they give you this nice rich chocolate sauce to dip them in. And this sauce isn't just a cup of sweetness to dip those already sweet churros in. It had a good bitter punch, and it totally adds to the experience. But here's a tip: order extra of that chocolate sauce. As I was putting together this list for Saratoga Living Magazine, I actually felt really bad that I didn't include one of my all-time favorite restaurants for a start to finish meal up in Saratoga, and that's Hattie's. They make some amazing fried chicken and other soul foods. So what I actually decided to do is make an entire video about Hattie's. And that's gonna be the next video I publish to the channel here. So make sure you're subscribed, or come back to this video and I'll leave it on the end screen whenever it's ready. If you want to dive deeper into any of the restaurants I've highlighted in this video, I've put together a playlist with all of my Saratoga Springs videos, which you can click on the screen right now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day.